Armored Core Lore, The Answerer, a Kojima Angel of Death, and the final gambit for the League against Orca. This is The Answerer. Described as a state-of-the-art machine of war, it really does live up to this. Armed with Kojima cannons, missiles, and even assault armor, this is a next worst nightmare. If that is not enough, however, it also comes with ballistic missiles and high-powered laser cannons, allowing the arms fort to recharge or reload its Kojima arsenal while still attacking. The history of the Answer is much like any of the arms fort, with such a machine of war taking months, perhaps years to create. It's fair to suggest then that the building of this arms fort took place during the time the League formed, with Omir and Interior Union working together on this project. This suggests that either the two corporations knew in advance what was coming with Orca, or that both were in partnership for another purpose. There is no record of the Answer being active. In fact, the only time Strayed hears about this fort is when he is sent to attack it in the Old Peace City by Orca. However, the leader of Orca seems to know its name, and how deadly this arms fort can be. This knowledge on the fort can be put down to the fact that since Maximilian was a starver who was working for Omir's science, it would be very possible for their top links to know about this arms fort, since it would be very difficult to hide such a craft from anyone really. Plus, there is nothing to say some workers on this arms fort did not talk, as loose lips on any project is very common. Still, the answer to defeat Orca it may have been, if not for Strayed, whose skill alone would result in its destruction, as its Kojima-run engines exploded, resulting in a wide spread of Kojima particles. However, like its history, the defeat of such a fort is perhaps seen by many links as short. For such a mighty fort, why can we see links taking it down in a minute? The truth is, speed would have been a factor in taking down this arms fort, but there is also something missing from these accounts. As such, let us take a look at the Answerer. This arms fort is simply more than a flying top armed with deadly weapons. It also plays with the mentality of a lynx thanks to its releasing huge amounts of Kojima particles as it flies. Stripping necks of their primal armor and damaging their craft, at quite a rapid rate, would have scared most lynx and really put the pressure on. The Answerer has not even fired a weapon, and yet a Nex is already on the back foot, not only from the damage being done constantly, putting a timer on the battle, but it forces Lynx to take a more defensive style of fighting. As being stripped of primal armor, all weapons hit harder, no matter how good ballistic or defense a Nex has. This pressure and constant need to dodge could lead to some Lynx making mistakes, costing them their lives. It's a type of mental warfare that no other arms fort has, making it a threat to Lynx without confidence in their handling, as death is simply one wrong move away. Some may suggest long-range weapons to avoid this style of fighting. However, the Answer has this covered. A large primal armor of its own, making these sort of weapons useless. Along with it, it also comes with assault armor, causing huge damage to any Nex who is not quick enough to avoid it. This again makes a Nex have to keep moving. All these elements are forcing a Lynx to act. There is no time to stop. A Lynx has to be on their toes at all times. That said, however, a Nex can find some spots to hide from the Answerer's missiles, as there is gaps between the connection of the wings where they can do this. But this is at the cost of always taking damage and the risk of an assault armor hit. I can say without a doubt that this arms fort really would put Lynx in the ground, without question. The skill required to take this craft down is one that only Strayed could have had. Yet this is only the few features of the Answerer. As said before, it comes armed with Kojima missiles, able to take down a Nex in a barrage, located on the top along with the ballistic missiles, that alone cause enough chip damage to really rack up damage on a Nex. Kojima cannons, which can take more than half a Nex armor points, and the high-powered laser cannons located on its wings are just as deadly, if not more, as they fire faster than the Kojima cannons. It really is an arms fort to counter Nex. There is so much here to hit a Nex hard and to force a Nex to take a certain style of battle. And, to the Answer's credit, if we are taking the Kojima particles into account here, then really the closer a Nex gets to the Answer's core, the faster it should lose its armor points. However, all this praise aside for a moment, this Nex killer can be downed in many ways. The most common way seen is to take out the wings of this arms fort, as they lack the heavy armor of the main body, making them able to be taken out by blades, rifles, and other weapons that knock the Answerer off balance, forcing it to crash into the ground. Another method is to use a very strong blade, like the Kiki, flying up just above where the glowing core of the Answerer is, and hitting a certain spot, which will result in the arms fort crumbling like paper. In truth, this is really all there is to tell about the Answerer. There is a mention in the Book of Armored Core, A New Order for Nex, that it is speculated by journalist Friedman Ray to be the product of the Interior Union and Omir's rumoured Answer's plan, a subject that is not expanded upon, and that during its time it is not fighting, the Answerer would fold its wings into travel. In the end, it is a shame that some links feel this arms fort was too simple, too easy to take down, because in truth, I believe the Answerer would have been the end to many links, and perhaps even the end of Next themselves. The true answer to corporations wanting to leave Next behind. This ends the report on the arms fort known as the Answerer.
This is GA's Next. Feedback reporting. I've heard all about you, Lynx. Carry out this mission as you see fit.